Hello Wonderland, Kelly here, out for the day today, up in the Washington DC area, about 100 miles from home. I left dark and early to beat the traffic, and my first stop this morning is Huntley Meadows Park, which is a real favorite. It's a park I wish I got to more often, but it's a little far and the traffic makes it a difficult drive sometimes. But in the DC area, this is kind of a mecca for birds, so that makes it a mecca for bird photographers. So I'm sure I'll see a few of those, if nothing else. But yeah, it's still winter. It's chilly this morning, but hopefully we'll see some good stuff. And then we're heading to the city eventually. All right, come along. The boardwalk area here where I am. This is kind of the main attraction of the park. Hearing lots of stuff. Doesn't seem real active this morning, but I haven't made it to the pond yet, so hopefully that gets good. Lots of geese, which are not exciting. And I'm hearing a lot of red-winged blackbirds, which I always see those shots of the red-winged blackbirds singing with the mist coming out of their mouth. When it's cold, I don't think it's that cold, but that'd be cool. All right, see what the geese are excited about. So far so good. Not as wide a variety as I was hoping for, not yet at least, but some neat stuff. There are some northern pintails, I like those. And I heard some other photographers talking about gadwalls and shovelers, other kinds of ducks, which would be nice too. But I'm kind of exploring a different area today. There's that main boardwalk part of the park, and then there's a whole nother entrance at a different corner of the park with its own trail and observation platforms. And I've never been to that side. And I found, I think, an unofficial trail that kind of goes around the water over to that side. So I'm giving it a try. It's looking pretty wet up ahead, but I think I can get through this. All right, let's see what we can find. Well, that ended up just being a random trail off into the woods, really. Didn't go quite where I thought it might, but it was still nice. Actually found a little spot with some birds scooting about, so I got some shots there. I guess the only way to get to the other side, the trail kept going. I turned around at a certain point, but so maybe it ended up going to the other side of the park, but I'm thinking parking on that side is the only real way to do that. All right, so I'm going to finish. There's a loop through the woods here, but I don't know if I'm going to do that since I just did this trail. I think I'll go back to the boardwalk, retrace my steps there, and see if anything else is happening with the birdies. I'd love to see some raptors. I know there's bald eagles around, and I think I glimpsed a pair through the trees, but we'll see. Okay, stay tuned. Not especially lively here at Huntley Meadows this morning, but still pretty nice. I think I'll try to get back in the spring when the migratory birds are more prevalent moving through, and when the spring, summer birds come back. Yeah. All right, back to the car. I think I have another stop planned next. I mean, I know I do, but I think I know what it is. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, onward. All right, I'm at stop number 3. I didn't film at stop number 2 because that was just a quick little pull-off. I saw a sign for Gravelly Point and thought I'd stop and see if there was anything interesting there. It's mostly kind of an observation area for the DCA Reagan Airport near DC. So I got some plane shots, a couple of birds. There was a bufflehead there. Okay, so now I'm at stop 3, which is Theodore Roosevelt Island, which is a new one for me here in the DC area. It's, as the name implies, an island that sits in the Potomac River, right across from the tidal basin where the Thomas Jefferson Memorial is in DC. So, yeah, new one for me. It's pretty wooded. There's a memorial here to Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, which I will check out. But the rest of it is just woodsy trails. So I'm hoping for some birds here. Planes are loud because I'm near the airport. So let me keep walking and see what we see. Down here in the mud, got some deer tracks. That might be interesting. If we can find who made those. All right, on we go. Found the deer, a couple of handsome little fellas. I'm sure there's more than just 2 on this island, but they were clearly pretty used to people. They watched me, but they didn't scatter, which is always nice. Ooh, a hawk just flew by. Keep an eye out for him. But now I seem to have found the monument to Theodore Roosevelt. Check that out. This is neat. I had no idea it existed. There's Teddy. Makes sense that we would have a memorial to Mr. Roosevelt here. But it's kind of tucked away. Really neat. Nobody's here. Surprising. I saw a few people on the trail, so I assume this would be where they're coming. All right, gonna take a look around here. So far today, I have the R5, and I've only been using at Huntley Meadows, and so far here, the 100-500 millimeter lens, with and without, mostly with the 1.4 teleconverter. because I've been looking for birds. But yeah, there's some scenics here, and I actually have a new toy to play with. Hold on, let me get it. Yeah, so here we have the new Canon 10 to 20 millimeter f4L IS USM, which I wanted this. I had my eye on it when it was first announced, because when I was shooting DSLRs, one of my favorite lenses and most used was the Tokina 11 to 16 millimeter f2.8, and on a crop sensor that was only 15 millimeters equivalent on the wide end, probably, maybe less than that. So to have a full frame lens that goes down to 10, that's pretty sweet, and it's rectilinear, it's not fisheye, so I like that. Pretty neat. The lens cap on it is a bit different because it's got a built-in lens hood, and the front element is very spherical, as you can see, hopefully. So yeah, can't use other lens mounts or lens caps on this one. Otherwise, standard L quality. It's actually the first of the RF L lenses I've had that has a function button, like Sony has had for a while and Nikon. So that's interesting, but otherwise, standard zoom. And this is actually kind of an internal zoom. It doesn't change the dimensions of the lens at all when you zoom. You can just kind of see the front element moves in and out a little bit, and it's actually most in at 20 millimeters, so for protection I would leave it there. Yeah, but in my photographic infancy, when I was using that 11 to 16 millimeter so much, I wasn't really realizing that not every scene calls for ultra wide like that. My thought, of course, was, look at this awesome scene. I want to get as much of it as I can in the frame, right? So that's where an ultra wide comes in. But the distortion that you're going to get if you're shooting at an angle, buildings tilt in, things just get distorted. So you can get in trouble that way. Or at least end up with a photo that people look at and say, that looks weird. Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to keep that more in mind as I'm trying this one out. I've had it for probably a week or two now, and I've taken it out a couple times to get some shots, and I'll throw some of those in here as well. But yeah, today, going to the city, DC, I thought would be a good opportunity to try this out with some architecture and such. So that's the plan. Give you a little bit of a review of it. So far, so good. It's an L lens, and it's a Canon RF L lens, and those have all been either good to excellent. So this one seems no different so far. Okay, let's do it. Start here with Teddy. Water features at this memorial that aren't actually working. Like this one should have a fountain coming out of there, I would think. And around to the sides there's a ring of pools that should be functional and full of water, but they are not. Maybe it's a winter thing. I'll have to come back and check it out another time. But pretty neat. Little hidden DC. Thing about urban parks, other than the people, is the noise. This one, it's an island in the middle of a river, but there's a big city on one side and a kind of a highway on the other side, and an airport nearby. So It's been pretty noisy here, but it's still pretty. And this is a neat place. Kind of waiting for these people to get out of my way so I can get a sweeping shot of the whole memorial. But so far, so good. I spotted a bunch of birds over here in the trees, and they're cedar waxwings. I love cedar waxwings. They're eating the berries, of course. That's what they do. I'm at a crap angle, and they're a little too far away. I'm going to throw on the teleconverter and see if I can get a better shot. Cool. Well, I took about 1 million shots of those waxwings. They're pretty cooperative. Stayed a little far off, but hopefully 700 millimeters, and I can crop in a bit. Hopefully that's good. I'll show you if I got some good ones. They're such beautiful birds, just amazing. And they flock together pretty well, so I got a lot of shots with multiple birds in the frame. As long as one of them was sharp, I'll be happy. Saw some deer, more deer, 3 or 4 of them running off in the woods there too, so they're definitely around. This is a cool island, despite the noise and the people. All right, these people are still here, so I'm gonna get a couple shots with people in them, I guess, and then head out. It's about lunchtime. Munch what I brought. Try to catch some more birds on the way out. This is cool. Yeah, and then off to the city. You know, I don't do much urban content, it seems like, but here we are in Washington, D.C. I am out front of the Lyndon Baines Johnson Department of Education building, and here, I'm on the back side of it, but this monument is to Dwight D. Eisenhower, who we will find over here. Not bad. And then over there is another one kind of commemorating D-Day, and this what you would call this screen behind here, but that's, I guess, a painting based on a painting of the cliffs that point to Hawk on D-Day, or involved in D-Day, not on D-Day. All right, so I'm heading towards the Capitol building. Might hit a couple museums over here. There's some Smithsonian museums at this end that I haven't been to for a long time, so see how it goes. Bird. It's warming up a little. It's like 50. I stopped in at the National Gallery of Art, which I haven't been to for a long time. Very nice. I don't know about you, but art museums overwhelm me. There's just so much to look at. One amazing thing after another. It's too much. Mostly I've wandered the sculpture galleries. I do like sculpture. I mean, I like all visual arts, but sculpture is impressive, especially like when they can make marble look like fabric, like a veil over a face or a dress. Really neat. Took a pretty good number of pictures in there. I was alternating between the 10 to 20 millimeter and the TTArtisan 50 millimeter f/0.95. I thought that might make for some interesting shallow depth of field stuff, so I'm showing you those if they came out okay. Now I am at, and it's not very pretty right now, if I can flip around, the National Botanic Garden, which is right near the U.S. Capitol building. And I'm going to stroll around here, and then I'll make my way over to the Capitol, I think, and see what's going on there. All right. Hopefully there's something pretty in this garden. Or at least there's a conservatory. It ought to have some good stuff. Yeah. I am at the US Capitol. Never really wandered around here before. It's pretty neat. Might go to the visitor center and see if I can go in, see if there's anything happening in the Senate or the House of Representatives. Maybe I'll yell at some of those Congress people. I wouldn't really do that. But first I'm going to wander over here because I think I see the Supreme Court building, and I've never been to that either. So this is kind of a, it's not my first time in DC, but you think it is. Doing a lot of new stuff anyway. Mostly because I have time to kill. The concert I'm going to isn't until 8 o'clock, so yeah. Need to wander, get dinner. Oh, there's a lot of people. That must be the visitor center. I got time. Okay, take some shots over here. I fear this hasn't been much of a video. A lot of the places that I've gone have been indoor things that I couldn't really film or didn't feel appropriate filming. So I just did the US Capitol public tour, which was really neat, informative, not real long. Mostly looking at a few of the interesting rooms and statuary and such. Didn't go to like the Senate or House of Representative chambers. So, not that active, but it was a good time. Now, it's about time for dinner, I think. And then I'm off to the show. I think I need to get to the car and drop off all my camera stuff. And I don't think I can bring that into the show. So, that's what I'm gonna do. Did give the 10 to 20 millimeter a fairly good workout, I think. So hopefully you've seen those images. I like it. Does what I wanted it to do as a lens goes. That's important, right? Quality's good. Image quality's good. The Library of Congress is right across the street here. I think I'll snap a few of it before I head out. So I'll show you those. But yeah. Good lens. Pricey, but good lens. So I think I'll close here. Yeah, you know the drill. Be good to yourself. Take care of each other. Don't forget to be awesome. Get out and wander. Until next time.